There's a lot going on right now, but the idea we're going to be able to, click a switch, bring down the cost of gasoline is not likely in the near term, nor is it with regard to food.
Well, President Biden clearly has no idea on how to solve the inflation crisis, and it seems like the White House can't stop contradicting him on what he knows about the big issues facing Americans. As millions struggle to find baby formula on shelves, Biden revealing he was not aware of the crisis until April, despite previous claims from White House officials that they had been working on the issue for months.
Well, here's the deal. I became aware of this problem sometime after April, in early April, about how intense it was.
So, Jessica, the timeline, they said they started working on it in February. Yesterday, the president says he just basically found out about it, that they're trying to solve the problem.
It is feasible that there were people working on it, and the FDA was obviously involved in this because they were the ones that triggered the whole recall in the first place. But none of these answers are okay, and the judge and I were talking about this yesterday as a mom and a new grandmother, that the meeting of the CEOs of the formula companies yesterday was the most infuriating thing I've ever seen, where they all admitted that they knew that this was going to happen when the Abbott recall was coming down the pike. And when your product, and I understand everyone, we're good capitalists who just want to make money, your product serves a really important purpose, right? Like, this isn't bedazzled keychains. This is keeping kids alive. There is no other option for children than to be on formula in many cases. And I don't want to hear on my Twitter about I should just start breastfeeding again. That's not happening here.
You're not on Twitter.
That's basically what a lot of people would hope would happen. I am on Twitter. It is ugly out there, but I am on Twitter. I think you even follow me. Anyway, it's really bad, and for many people, and moms especially, this is equal to the gas crisis, and it's every day. I cannot get in a car. I cannot avoid going home and feeding my kid.
Right. Well, I think it's worse than
it
the
is
gas
worse.
crisis.
It is worse because it's a lifeline. And by the way, some women don't lactate. What about all the men?
I don't lactate.
They don't lactate. Look, here's the bottom line. When you've got a company like Abbott, I should say, and there are so few companies that actually make baby food in America, four of them, and you can't figure out that there's going to be a drought in baby formula, then you're just stupid. And for you not to give any kind of confidence or hope to the American people and say, I only learned about this in April when they complained the whistleblower in October. You didn't get your butt in gear until December. You made an appointment in January. Didn't make a decision until February. All of them are so slow and so behind in terms of what they do. There's no initiative. There's no caring there. And what they have done, and this administration just lies about, oh, we didn't know what happened. The press secretary here, I don't know if I feel sorry for her or what, but she doesn't know what the president knows.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Jesse, it's definitely a reflection of clunky bureaucracy and the FDA especially not foreseeing this crisis when they decided to shut down the plant.
Well, Katie, remember, they couldn't interview the whistleblower for several weeks because the whistleblower's schedule was too jammed. All right, so Biden was made aware of this in April. Then why did he wait until, I don't know, last week to start flying formula from Europe? Why did he wait until a couple weeks ago to invoke the Defense Production Act? He said what the timeline is. So the next question is, Mr. President, why'd you wait a month and a half to do anything about it? He didn't answer that question. I went formula shopping today. Emma said, pick up some jugs. So I went to Walgreens, and she said, get as much as you can. So I went, and there's nothing on the shelves except
there are no jugs.
The stuff I get for my baby, right? So there was 4 jugs, and I think to myself,
what do you mean jugs?
What does Jesse Jr. eat?
Jug?
It's just a regular bottle. I don't know why he's calling it
Not
that.
yay big.
Jug.
What should I call it?
It's
like
a
the
bottle.
formula.
It's a bottle.
It's a jug. It's big.
Okay.
So there's 4, and I said to myself, should I hoard?
No.
Should I get all 4?
Don't.
I only got 2. And then I came back, and Emma goes, you only got 2? And then she went out and got the next 2. So now there is nothing left.
Greg, it's a perfect example of how the administration works. Like, they say we've been working on this since February, and look at the results. We've been doing so well, even though the result is a complete disaster.
Here is the good news, because Joe Biden said he doesn't see the food prices going down in the near future. So he didn't see Afghanistan pullout disaster. He didn't see the baby formula disaster, the crime wave. So if he says he doesn't see the prices going down, they're going to go down. because he's always wrong.
Like Murphy's Law.
He's always wrong. And the other upside to this is that, I think the ineptitude is educating millions of people on the fruitlessness of virtue signaling and progressive identity politics. Because you got to remind yourself that nearly all the major problems that went ignored was because they listened to the left, who had placed their kind of Twitter-shaped concerns in front of real concerns. So it wasn't about inflation or crime or the border. It was about trans in the military, debt cancellation, pronouns, statues, school names. That became the face of the party. And this is why our show's so popular, is because we're talking about the real stuff, and people are learning, like, how did we get sold this bill of goods on these other channels that we're talking about important things like statues coming down? If we spent less time pulling down statues and more time taking care of our children, we wouldn't be in this situation.
That's beautiful.
And that's all I got to say.
Hi, everyone. I'm Brian Kilmeade. I want you to do me a favor. I want you to click to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page. This is the only way that I know for sure that you're not going to miss any great commentary, any great news bites, any great interviews coming your way on Fox. You can get it all here on YouTube. So subscribe right now.